Here's the president-elect, Mr. Unity, comparing his opponents in the Senate to Nazis.
They're part of the big lie. The big lie. I was being reminded by a friend of mine, and maybe you were with me, I can't recall, when we were told that, you know, Goebbels and the great lie, you keep repeating the lie, repeating the lie.
Not even pronouncing the name correctly, of course. But the broader point is, how dare you talk like that? You're the president-elect, and you're comparing people who disagree with you or have questions about the campaign or oppose your agenda to Nazis? What's your message? They're not human, they're Nazis. You play with fire when you talk like that. People are going to get hurt if we keep this up. Nancy Pelosi plans to keep it up. Nancy Pelosi is not calling for unity. She doesn't want unity. Instead, she's leveling the most divisive attack you can make, and that's a racial attack. The real problem with Trump voters, she explained the other day, is the color of their skin. Listen.
There are people in our country led by this president, for the moment, who have chosen their whiteness over democracy.
That tape should live forever. When Donald Trump said, yeah, people should go to the Capitol, we thought that was reckless, and we said so. Because we want to be Americans and responsible before anything else. So we were honest about that. Nancy Pelosi just attacked people who oppose her agenda for the color of their skin, their whiteness. What the hell does that mean? What does talk like that do to our country? What it does is send a very clear message. Anyone who disagrees with Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi is a Nazi or a white supremacist or just white, which is the same thing. They're not Americans. They don't have human rights. They have no right to speak or to fly or to use banks or to hold jobs. Where's this going, thinking like that? It's poison. We'll tell you where it's going. It's going wherever corporate America wants it to go because they're in charge, effectively. Corporations are fully aligned. This has never happened in our country. They are fully aligned with a political party. How much distance between the Biden campaign and Google, the most powerful company in the world? Right around none. So publicly held multinationals like Facebook and Twitter and Google can do whatever they want, and what they want to do is become partisan actors. They've silenced Donald Trump. Okay, they will silence you if you dare dissent. Make no mistake. Republicans should have seen this coming. It's not like it was a mystery. Democrats never hid their intent. Here's Kamala Harris saying it out loud from a debate stage.
Senator Warren, I just want to say that I was surprised to hear that you did not agree with me that on this subject of what should be the rules around corporate responsibility for these big tech companies, when I called on Twitter to suspend Donald Trump's account, that you did not agree, and I would urge you to join me.
So look, I don't just want to push Donald Trump off Twitter. I want to push him out of the White House. That's our job.
Join me in saying that his Twitter account should be shut down.
Anyone who says the other side must be forced to stop talking is a threat to our freedoms, period. If you don't like what someone says, explain why and win people over voluntarily. That's what the democratic system is at its core. Anyone who says, I will use the power of the state, of Google, to make the other side shut up, again, is a threat to your freedom. By the way, this is also illegal, baldly illegal. The coordination between these companies violates the most basic tenet of antitrust law. When monopolies conspire to suppress competition and hurt consumers, it's not even a close call. They are breaking the law, period. And it doesn't matter if no one in Washington is brave enough to say that out loud. It doesn't make it less true. And that's exactly what they're doing, and the evidence mounts. This weekend, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Apple openly coordinated, set their sights on the social media app Parler, and booted it off the internet. And not just them. According to the CEO of Parler, John Matsey, quote, every vendor, from text message services to email providers to our lawyers, ditched us on the same day. Whoa, imagine that. You wake up and you're suddenly unpopular with the wrong person and you can't communicate. And you have no legal representation. And you can't fly on an airplane. And you can't put your money in a bank. On what grounds did they do this to Parler? What did Parler do wrong? Well, we still don't know. No one has bothered to explain that. Not one person in law enforcement or the media has shown any connection between any of the criminals caught on camera at the Capitol building, you've seen them, and Parler. Parler committed no crimes. So why are they gone? Well, conservatives speak to each other on Parler, and that's dangerous. So they were banned. Yesterday, the left shut Parler down. They did it a lot of different ways, but here's the way that you should think about most deeply. Amazon, biggest retailer in the world, also controls the largest collection of servers in the world. It's called Amazon Web Services. Now, a huge percentage of the internet flows through Amazon servers, and that means everything, both good and bad. Digital Mozart recordings and hardcore pornography, Bible verses and invoices for illegal shipments of fentanyl. All of that and much more, in fact, almost everything is hosted on Amazon servers. So until yesterday, no one imagined that Jeff Bezos could decide who gets to speak on the internet. That's too much power for one man. No, can we agree? We thought the left would agree with that, but they don't. No one thought that Jeff Bezos could silence an entire political movement in an instant simply because he thought they were expressing inconvenient views. But last night, that's exactly what Jeff Bezos did, and Parler went dark. Whoa. What's next? You will likely find out soon. John Matsy is the CEO of Parler. We're happy to have him on the show tonight. John, thanks so much for coming on. I have to start at the end and ask you if since you built this application as a kind of safe space for freedom of speech, did you ever imagine that Amazon Web Services could or would shut you down in an instant?
Thank you for having me on. I've theorized about it. You know, we've definitely theorized about it. You just never think it'll happen, though, right? You know, and what's really interesting is that they all did it on the same day, those three, without any prior warning. We woke up on Friday thinking business, well, never business as usual at Parler, but at least as close to usual as possible. We were #1 on the App Store. We had 7 million, almost 7 million unique people on the app that day. And we get a notice, you're in violation of our terms, one after another. But we found out first, in some cases, not from the companies, but from BuzzFeed. We didn't get a notice from Google. We read it online in the news first. And that is shocking. And then after they set that example, we get an email after email. It's almost like you were just waiting. Who's going to be next? Dumping us. Everybody. The last thing we have right now is email, and I bet you within 24 hours, our email will be shut off too.
I just got to ask you because I think this is a referendum on American society and where we are and where we're going. The left used to stand up for civil liberties. The famously moderate Joe Manchin approves of this. Apart from Glenn Greenwald and Michael Tracy, God bless them both, I haven't seen any liberals stand up to say, wow, this is really scary. Have you?
I'm not sure. I mean, I've seen a lot of people say that this is scary, but I've also seen a lot of people who are participating in the 5 minutes of hate and kind of egging it on and cheering. And it's disgusting. People threatening my life. I can't go home tonight. So this is really a lot. This is not just, our civil liberties. They can shut down $1 billion company, $500 million to $1 billion company. That's what we were getting valuations at overnight.
Are you going to be back up soon?
We will be back up eventually because we're not going to give up. But soon is difficult. I thought immediately, oh, no problem. We'll call up a new vendor, right? We call up the vendor. We're all good to go. And then right at the last second, sorry, somebody said something. We can't host you by. And it's been that one after another ever since then. Right at the last minute, they just bail. So we're going to do it. We're going to be back online one day. And hopefully soon, as soon as possible. But this is a real challenge. We have to build our own infrastructure, our own everything in order to do it.
Pirate radio, digital pirate radio, dark web. I hope so. I hope we're out of time, but I hope, John, you'll come back. You will come back with a list of every corporate coward who bowed to pressure to silence you and 7 million other people on Parler.
You can bet I will. And no, almost 20 million people now. Almost 20 million. And yes, I will.
Yeah, I won't forget this day. Great to see you, John. Thank you.